can see in the course of a year, right? So we live on the outside of the Earth, right about here, right? And it's a good thing we're on the outside of the Earth, because if we lived on the inside, it would be really bad, right? So we live on the outside of the Earth, and as we go around the sun in a year, for 3 months of the year, we have a view of this part of the universe, right? And there are about 4,000 stars you can see in a clear night with just the naked eye, not using a binocular or a telescope, right? But the thing is, in 3 months, we will have traveled, and now those 4,000 stars are over here. Different. That's a different set of stars. And in 3 more months, now we're looking at 4,000 stars, and they're all over here. And then 3 months later, a whole new sky. So people can come to my observatory 4 times a year and never see the same thing twice, right? So that's kind of cool, right? So that means there's 16,000 stars you can see with the unaided eye. And if you're using those stars to navigate, well, that's going to be trouble, because 16,000 is a big number, right? And to use that and memorize that many stars. So what they did is they broke the sky up into 88 pictures. They give the pictures names, and then they tell lame stories to connect the pictures. And they really are lame. I'll tell you a few of the stories tonight. The stories are lame on purpose. Kind of like Christmas songs, right? Like, you know, someone will walk by and hum a song and say, well, thank you very much, that's in my head now for the next 3 days, right? And by January, I have my very own special Jingle Bell Rock that I carry with me, so that if somebody is still singing Christmas songs in January, they're going to get a Jingle Bell Rock, right? So, anyways, the lame stories are easy to remember. So, if you take the brightest stars in some of the major constellations, you don't need to know 16,000 stars. You really only need to memorize about 20. And if you've memorized about 20 stars, when they show up, where they are, where you go from there to go to here, you can navigate according to the stars. And before we had Siri to tell us how lost we really are, right? Like if you were on a wooden boat 200 years ago in the middle of the ocean, and the captain says, we got to have a meeting on deck, everybody on deck. I have good news and bad news. The good news, we have 2 weeks worth of food and water on board. The bad news is, the islands we're looking for, where we're going to get more food and water, are about 2 weeks away. And those islands are that way, right? How good are we feeling right about now? Right? Not so good, right? So we need to know to use the stars effectively to navigate. That's why we have constellations. And as I said, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about those